Good evening, good evening. Welcome once again to XY Spark. This is your host, Rolando. I hope you guys have been having a great weekend so far. We are here again just to interact with you. We continue to show appreciation for your support. We do want to send a huge shout out to you and the support that you continue to give XY Spark. Thank you for continuing to download our programs. And if they have been inspirational, motivational, empowering, whatever that word is that best fits, we just want to hear from you, so you can share, you can like, you can tell somebody else about what we're doing here at XY Spark, and just continue to share the good news that we continue to promote healthy masculinity here. We want to continue to remind you that tomorrow afternoon, that's January 31st at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, we're going to have Dr. Floyd Spence here with us on XY Spark, who's going to be doing a powerful presentation. I do hope that you have already placed this on your calendar and you're planning to be there. Wherever you are, we will be on at 2 p.m. tomorrow, January 31st, 2021. 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you're in the Pacific region, that's going to be 1 p.m. And if you are in the Eastern region, or farther east in on the time zone, your time will be 4 or 5 p.m. respectively. And so we do hope that you will be here, join us. You can come into the room, you can talk and ask questions, and we will be more than happy to share with you. And so please be with us. And then the following week, we're going to have another special guest you cannot afford to miss. And so, guys, we have some wonderful guests lined up for you. Please be here, ask your questions, connect with us, and continue to join your friends. We also wanted to remind you that XY Spark, we have launched two amazing programs that we want to tell you about. We have launched the XY Spark Scholarship Fund. And if you go to our website, contactxyspark.com, you will see we have some special garments there that we are promoting. And each time you purchase one of these mercers from XY Spark, we are going to be donating, or contributing rather, 15% of the profit of that towards a youth to continue his educational quest. And so we want to send a huge shout out to all those who have come on board already. We want to talk about places like Voices of Men 360, Carifica, Canada as well. We can't forget to send a huge shout out to them, and to all our other listeners who are stretching from all the way in Japan to in the UK, in the United States, in Canada, in Dominica, wherever you are across the world that you've been listening to us. We appreciate you guys. We love you. We thank you for the support. We thank you for the likes, and we continue to encourage you to just keep us at the forefront of your calendar. We also want to say a huge shout out and thank you for those who have already decided to be patrons of XY Spark. You too can volunteer to become a patron of XY Spark, and you just go to or the app. You look at the Extra Spark, you click on that link, become a patron, and you follow the instructions there if you like what we're doing and you like to be a part of this amazing evolutionary change that is promoting healthy masculinity. Tonight is no exception from any other night. We have a special presentation lined up for you here. We're going to be talking about the importance of finding a good mentor, because mentorship is something that we need. You need a mentor, I need a mentor. And so we're going to talk about that this evening as it relates to how good mentorship is going to help us to grow, is going to enhance personal growth. And so please stay tuned. Don't go away. We will be right back with you.
Grief and loss, trauma, mental health, alcohol and drug use, gender roles, anger management, self-esteem, sexual abuse, domestic violence, and the pressures of societal norms are real-life issues that affect men. Join Rolando, psychotherapist, author, life coach, and motivational speaker that has dedicated his profession to working with men to find a healthier alternative to cope and handle these stressors. Rolando believes that men are lacking in social, psychological, emotional, and spiritual support that is necessary for a lifestyle that promotes healthy masculinity. We invite you to join us on XY Spark, where we discuss issues that men face. At XY Spark, we believe the key for happier families is restoring healthy masculinity.
And we continue to promote health and masculinity here. If you've just joined us, welcome. We're happy to have you. This is Rolando, your host, and we have another wonderful presentation that we want to share with you this evening. And so we just hope that you will stay with us, ask any questions you have, and let's get right into our presentation for this evening. So we're talking about the importance of finding a good mentor. When you hear the word mentor, what comes to your mind? When you hear the word mentor, do you have a mentor? Have you ever tried exploring a mentor? You know, do you feel that having a mentor is important for personal growth? Well, we are going to be looking at some of the ideas that are purported by one of the, I want to call him one of the gurus in personal development, John C Maxwell. And we're going to be discussing some of the pointers that is highlighted here in this beautiful book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And in my own way, I'll be reiterating some of the points and putting my own piece to that, just for the enhancement and more encouragement to try to broaden the pointers that are highlighted. So, do you have a mentor? And if not, have you ever thought about finding one? And how do you feel that a mentor is going to help you with personal growth? There's a quote here that I want to read for you to start our presentation. And it says, "It's hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow." It's hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow. End quote. You know, when I read that quote, it challenges me to ask myself a lot of questions. Firstly, it challenges me to ask myself, okay, Rolando, uh, who have you been listening to? Who have you been following? Who is your mentor? What are those things that you have been doing for self improvement? Do you feel that you could use a mentor at this time in my life? Are you too old to have a mentor, Rolando? Is it too late for you to get a mentor? Those are strong and really positive questions to ask, because sometimes there are several barriers that could be there to cause us to not to seek to connect with a mentor. Several barriers. So let's talk about some of the barriers. Barrier number one is, and I mentioned it, is sometimes we'll be in that place where we're thinking, I'm too old for this. I don't need to get a mentor. I'm okay where I am. Uh, I don't need to grow anymore. It's too late for me. Sometimes we hear all those things being said. Sometimes we get into that place in our minds where we're thinking that if I didn't get a mentor for so many years, why now? Or I'll be saying to myself, you know what, man, that must be hard because I don't want to be going, reaching out to talk to anybody. Because reality is, in order for you and I to go and connect with someone or identify that we need a mentor, it takes a lot of humility. So, are you humble enough? Am I humble enough to come out of my comfort zone and recognize how much value there could be in me getting a mentor? You know, one of the things that's reiterated in the book here is that we should not let a desperation hit us where we need a mentor so bad that we just choose anybody, because anyone can come posing as a mentor, or we could become so in need of a mentor that we just choose the first person that comes along. We want to learn to start slow. We want to learn to develop. We want to learn to build momentum. And so we've got to really take a careful look at who it is that we want to identify to become a mentor. We've got to choose carefully who we like to follow. There are some characteristics that are highlighted about what kind of person a mentor is supposed to be. What are some of the things that a mentor possess? Now, one of the things that is highlighted is that a good mentor is a worthy example. A good mentor is a worthy example. We need to really evaluate and take a closer look at whoever it is that we're thinking we would want to become a good mentor. Are they a good example? Are they someone that you would pattern? Are they someone that you'd like your kids to pattern? Are they someone that you'd be proud enough to be seen in their presence? So, are they a good mentor? Do they have enough integrity? Are they persons who are well respected? Are they persons who understand and respect other people? Do they really see a lot of value in obeying the law? What's their family life like? So, and I'm not saying find somebody perfect, but at least identifying someone who you'd be okay to pattern. Because overall, eventually, when you get a mentor, there are some things that you're probably going to start doing similarly to how your mentor does it, because that it's like you are being trained to be the better version of yourself through the wisdom that this mentor has. So, a good mentor, believe it or not, is a worthy example. It's important to recognize that we should take great care when we're determining which people we ask to mentor us. And I'm going to reiterate it that it can't just be anybody. A good mentor is available. A good mentor is available. We nowadays everyone is busy. We are all busy, and that sometimes become one of the excuses. Like, people are too busy. Nobody has time for that, and that's why it may seem like looking for a needle in a haystack, but mentors are there. You just have to look carefully, and you will find a good mentor. Andrew Carnegie, he said this. He said, as I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do. Isn't that powerful? Just watch what they do. So you want to pay attention. You want to seek to see if that person is a good example. I realize more and more that, especially in the communities, urban communities, some rural communities, mentoring is a scarce commodity. Our young men don't have any good mentors. Our youth don't have any good mentors. And so they get caught in this maze where there's an identity crisis and they have no one to role model. I'm saying, and I'm appealing to all my listeners, that you and I, we have a responsibility to present healthy masculinity so that we can empower each other and empower our youth, empower our sons, empower our nephews, empower those with whom we associate from day to day. And so I'm saying we want to get some good mentoring in there so that we can break the chains, we can change the cycle, we can destroy some of the seeming unhealthy practices that are being purported among men in the community. And I'm saying we want to appeal to us to start practicing and connecting with men who are good examples. It's because the good examples are missing why so many of our young men are connecting in drugs and gangs, and so many of our young men are imprisoned, and so many of them are committing suicide. It's because mentoring is missing. And I am here as a host of XY Spark to appeal to more men to step forward and start connecting with healthier men. I'm appealing to some of my youth, wherever you are, to break away from those companies, those groups, those men who they themselves need mentoring. Because if they're encouraging you to go in the wrong way, if they're encouraging you to do the wrong thing, you need to break away, because that's not mentoring. That's using, that's abusing, that's taking advantage of you because you're in a vulnerable place. And I'm saying break away from that and go and find a healthy mentor with common sense, someone that's grounded, and someone who really has your interest at heart. We're talking about the importance of mentorship. The importance of mentorship. That's what we're talking about, and how we're going to do that. Okay? So we want to really take hold of that and move that into that direction where we're helping more youth and more young men to be empowered and to be the best version of themselves. The next thing that we want to find is that a good mentor has proven experience. A good mentor has proven experience. To know the road ahead, ask those who are coming back. That's a Chinese proverb. And I just love that. To know the road ahead, ask those who are coming back. Oftentimes, we we are not sure where we want to go. We're not sure what we want to do because we are missing quality mentorship. And I want us to understand this evening that if we are going to develop personal growth, it's important for us to find someone who can be a good mentor. Mentorship is missing, and we want to bring that back. We must remember that we want to shoot high. Some of us want to shoot high as soon as possible, but we need to start with baby steps. We need to start with baby steps. We need to start allowing ourselves and opening ourselves up to connecting with the right kind of support so that we can get the right type of mentoring so that we can grow. And this is something that's so important. So, a good mentor has proven experience. I like this. Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani said this. He says all leaders are influenced by those they admire. Reading about them and studying their traits inevitably allows an inspiring leader to develop his own leadership traits. So, they have the old saying, if you want to hide something from a man, put it in a book. I'm saying more men has got to start reading more. We're spending too much time watching sports. We're spending too much time, you know, doing all different things. We need to stop and start reading more so that our brains, our minds can evolve into new learning and we can become better as men. A good mentor possesses wisdom. That's point number 4. A good mentor possesses wisdom. We want to recognize that if we are going to connect and if we're going to grow, we want to find ourselves or line ourselves up with people who actually have wisdom. There's street smartness and there's book smarts. Okay, but there are people who they have knowledge in both areas. So we want to seek to find mentors who possess wisdom. Now, big point number 5. A good mentor provides friendship and support. A good mentor provides friendship and support. I want to reiterate something that don't misunderstand some of the forms of friendship that we're seeing now. Many of our young people, young men, youth, they are they are distracted or they are tricked into a false concept of friendship because that's where they feel most comfortable. Okay, we have many young men now who they're struggling with substances and they are struggling to leave out of those companies because that's where they think the friendship is, that's where they think the support is. But mentorship, that is our friendship, that is that the glue that holds it together is substance use or any form of illegal activity or unhealthy practices. It's not mentorship. It's not the blueprint. It's a false representation of mentorship and friendship, and we want to break away from that. And so personal growth and development is recognizing that a good mentor provides friendship and support. And I want to reiterate, not just friendship, but genuine friendship, genuine friendship and genuine support. Not a support where I do for me, I do for you because I want you to do for me, or these are the requirements, but mentorship, someone that's genuine and has your interest at heart. Here's big point number 6 as it relates to good mentor. It says a good mentor is a coach who makes a difference in people's lives. Now, some persons may read this and they may find it funny because they say, I make a lot of difference. Is the difference that you are making in somebody's life, is it a positive difference or is it a negative difference? I don't want anyone to misunderstand the presentation this evening. We're talking about someone who is a coach who makes a difference in people's lives. That means that you are making it your way of operating to bring someone to a next level, to expose somebody to something new, to point somebody in the right direction, and and stepping away, and they follow. When they follow that instruction, they get to a new era, they get to a new experience in their path to growth, of growth. So I want you to understand that a good mentor is a coach who makes a difference in people's lives. As men, we need to line ourselves up to find good mentors. You're never too old to find a mentor. You're never too young to find a mentor. Don't stay in ignorance and say, well, I don't need a mentor, because doing that is going to bring to the surface that know it all. I've got this, when sometimes we don't. So I'm saying we have to get out of self denial and self destructive thinking and line ourselves up to find a mentor and someone who can help us to grow and help us to develop better. You know, those 6 points that we are shared with you tonight, we want you to just think about them. We want you to reflect on them. Kevin Hall, he says this. Kevin Hall says, a coach remains a something or someone who carries a valued person from where they are to where they want to be. Don't you just love that? That one is sweet. I have to read it again. It says a coach remains something or someone who carries a valued person from where they are to where they want to be. I just love that. That has a resonating effect. It brings me to that place where I'm asking serious questions. How about you? Are you asking yourself some serious questions this evening as you listen to the presentation? Here's another powerful quote from Andy Stanley, and I quote, he says, self evaluation is helpful, but evaluation from someone else is essential, end quote. I read it for you again, and I quote, self evaluation is helpful, but evaluation from someone else is essential, end quote. And that's it from Andy Stanley. So we want to seek to recognize that if there's this void, we need to fill that void. We need to reach out. We need to connect with somebody who is able to help us to turn that corner. Because if we're only looking to ourselves, that means we're going around in circles. Okay? If we're only looking to ourselves, it means we're going around in circles. And so, in order for us to get away from that, to break away from that, we want to seek to connect with somebody. and move forward. I love this. The way that the author breaks down the word coach. The author turned the word coach into an acronym and brought these things out. The C stands for care for people. They coach. The O stand for observe their attitudes, behavior, and performance. The A is align them with their strengths and peak performance. The C is communicate and give feedback about their performance. And the H is help them to improve their lives and performance. That's what a coach does. Those are some of the characteristics of a mentor. So, how about you? Have you thought about it? You know, do you think that you could do well with connecting with a mentor and getting those skills that you have being sharpened up and pointed into the right direction? It says here, nobody is a whole chain. Each one is a link. But take away one link and the chain is broken. Nobody is a whole team. Each one is a player. But take away one player and the game is forfeited. You know, as we reflect this evening on the values and the importance of connecting and reaching your true potential, what have you been doing to find yourself or put yourself in line to get some good, healthy, useful mentorship? What have been holding you back from getting good mentorship? What are some of the things that you think you could start doing from today in order to connect with good mentorship? Remember, iron sharpeneth iron, and you and I sometimes all we need to get ahead or to get a little further is to find someone like minded and move ahead. I like this quote. Dr. McClellan, he said this. Dr. McClellan, he said this. He said that the people that we hang out with the most, they are known as our reference group, and they have the ability to impact 95% of our failure or success. Let me repeat that for you again, and I quote Dr. McClellan. He said this. He said that the people that we hang out with the most, they are known as our reference group, and they have the ability to impact 95% of our success or failure in life. I want to say to you this evening as you go that it's your responsibility and it's my responsibility to seek to find the right supports that's going to give us the wind back in our sails and move us into the direction that we should be going, and give us that what I call that energy, that drive that's going to take us to the next level. And so as you go off into the rest of your weekend, I want you to reflect on how much value this is going to bring, how this is going to empower you and allow you to become more rich in your experience as personal growth evolves into something new, something sweet, something that is going to make you the best version of yourself. Guys, this is Rolando. As usual, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of our presentation here at XY Spark. And don't forget to join us tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. We'll be having a special guest here with us, a special guest at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 1 p.m. Pacific Time. We'll have Dr. Floyd Spence is going to be here with us at 2 p.m. You cannot afford to miss it. Mark it in your calendars, tell your friends about it, and please join us here because the program will not be the same without your participation and your input. Until then, this is Rolando with XY Spark saying, walk good, guys. We love you, and we'll talk to you real soon. Peace out.
Please join Rolando next time on XY Spark as he engages us in practical discussions that promotes healthy masculinity and challenge men to live extraordinary lives. At XY Spark, we believe the key for happier families is restoring healthy masculinity.